Hello and welcome to VR Reviews. Today we'll be reviewing the 40th anniversary Star Wars Black Series C-3PO. So yes, here we have C-3PO from the new re-releases of a lot of figures, and there are some new things too in the 40th anniversary line, which have like old school packaging and stuff. A cool little line and a good way to pick up stuff that maybe you missed out on the first time they were released, and the new stuff also. But I picked up C-3PO, everybody's favorite droid, unless you like another droid better. And, yeah, he's pretty cool. Certainly a big character to have if you are into Star Wars. Now let's go ahead and zoom in for the articulation, sculpt, paint details, all those sorts of things. Alright, starting off with a quick size comparison, here is C-3PO. Here's our standard Marvel Legends 6-inch Cosmic Armor Iron Man and 3 3/4-inch Marvel Universe Wolverine. As usual, Black Series stuff is a little bit smaller than your average American 6-inch scale stuff. They're closer to being sort of Japanese kind of 1/12 scale stuff. And, of course, still bigger than 3 3/4-inch figures. Now let's get everything else out of here and just look at C-3PO. Alright, moving on to our 360 spin. In terms of paint, C-3PO is almost entirely gold, but he has lots of nice robot-type detailing on his chest and on his arms, and his arms are both gold, so you should be able to recognize him. His lower abdomen has got wires and black stuff underneath those wires, and then one of his lower legs is silver. But all in all, the detail is really good. The paint is not like super glossy metallic, but it is shiny enough to where it looks like sort of like metal. It's not super reflective though. It's good enough. It's what I would expect from something of this kind of quality. Now let's go ahead and zoom in on his head sculpt. Head sculpt wise, C-3PO of course continues to be gold. He's got that sort of little ridge around the top of his head. Then he's got his two eyes, and you can see his eyes are painted a slightly different color inside there and have the black dots. His mouth is sculpted in, and he's got sort of a little nose sort of indentation above that. A little bit of line work and other sculpted sort of details on the head. Certainly looks like C-3PO. Nothing to really complain about there. So let's go ahead and zoom out and look at some articulation. Articulation-wise, C-3PO's articulation's a bit weird due to the fact that the actual C-3PO doesn't really move all that well. His head's on a ball joint that goes forward and back, side to side, pivots all over the place. It's actually a really good joint. His shoulders rotate up and down, and then he's got ball joints underneath that move up and down and side to side. He has nothing in the elbows, hinge and rotation in the wrist. He has a really nice diaphragm ball peg, so you can get that to move all over the place. Hips go in and out, forward and back, thigh cut, single joint knees, and hinge and pivoting in the ankles. So the main weird thing is just the fact that his elbows don't have hinges. I think it's because of the little pistons and things that are around his elbows. It's not that big of a deal. You can get him in the poses that you would see C-3PO in for the most part, so I think that should be fine. Now C-3PO comes with no accessories, so let's go ahead and move on to the packaging. Packaging-wise, C-3PO comes in a recreation of an old Kenner-style card. Certainly something that you might like if you are into vintage kind of stuff. It's got the 40th Star Wars logo on there, and then the Star Wars logo, big picture of C-3PO, and it's got C-3PO spelled out that weird way that they used to do. And you've got a little window there for the figure. On the back you get the other figures that are available. Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, Leia, Obi-Wan Kenobi, R2-D2, Death Squad Commander, Chewbacca, Stormtrooper, Jawa, C-3PO, a sand person, and Darth Vader, which is the deluxe one that comes with that little stand thing that you see down there at the bottom. There are some of these that I need to either get this version of or the original version, so I do need to pick up Han, Leia, Obi-Wan Kenobi, R2-D2, and maybe a Jawa or a sand person, though they would be lower priority. So if I do end up picking up either the original or this version of those figures, I shall review them. And I've got the original release for Luke that I need to review at some point in the future as well. As always, these are good for in or out of package display. So yeah, C-3PO. Alright, that wraps it up for C-3PO. So until next time, goodbye. Thanks for watching one of my videos. If you enjoyed it, feel free to like the video or subscribe if you would like to see my future content. If not, run away. Run away and never return. Also, feel free to support me on Patreon at patreon.com/vrreviews. Follow me on Twitter at VenomRaptor09, or follow me on Instagram at instagram.com/vrreviews. Thank you, and goodbye.